Hi, everybody. It's Joe Mitchell of ActivateYourGreatness.com. And I am a high performance coach, best-selling author, and Harvard Law grad. And I wanted to do my 10-minute educator with you. I'm so happy and glad to be here with you. And we're talking about something that's a little tricky today. It's a terrible way to reach your goals. There are some really intense ways, and I have never been an advocate of hustle and grind. In fact, I wrote my book, The Art of Joyful Achieving, because what I believe is that you should joyfully achieve and that you should have a life that you love. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today and just go over some problems with the way that some people reach their goals. And I got this great example. So let's get started. So here's what I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, let me see if it's already shared. Nope. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So what I want you to imagine is what happens when you reach your goals. And here's the question. What happens after you reach your goal of running a marathon? What happens? So imagine that you set a personal goal to run a marathon. And there's a fair amount of young folks that set that goal for themselves. I'm going to show myself that I can do this. I'm going to strengthen myself, right? So what happens? In order to achieve the goal, right, you force yourself to go to the gym 4 times a week. I'm going to make this even bigger. You force yourself to go to the gym 4 times a week. You went running even when you didn't feel like it, right? It's like you didn't want to go out there in the rain and run, but you ran, and you ran a long way, and you weren't happy about it. And then you cut out things in your diet that you really enjoyed and you really didn't want to. Stop eating the pancakes or stop eating the desserts that you love. But you had to, in order to run this marathon, you had to do that. So now, here's the thing. You worked really hard, but you didn't enjoy the process. And that's the problem, because, and it says it right here, once you meet your goal, you can't stand the thought of going back to where you were. And pretty soon, you've abandoned your running routine and you've gone to your former lifestyle. So you ran the marathon, but because it was so painful, you go back to the old ways of being. You put your weight back on. All that 25 pounds that you lost, you put it back on. And you don't go running anymore. So, this is a problem. This is a real problem. What went wrong? You were focused on the goal, but the system was unbearable. So the question is, you set a goal for yourself. If you're not enjoying your goal, the process of achieving your goal, you are not going to be very consistent once you reach it. If you reach it, you might give up even before that. I mean, there are many people who say they're going to run a marathon and then they get into the whole process of going to the gym, running these long distances and eating sparsely, and they just quit even before they get it done. So so we know what went wrong. the systems were unbearable. So what I want you to think about is committing to enjoyable systems, committing to systems that don't make it unbearable. Now, I'm not saying they should be easy. I'm not saying that you're going to get strong if you do one push-up a day. But at the same time, if you force yourself to do these incredible workouts and get up at 4 in the morning and really sweat it out or run in the cold or something like that, you're not going to be very successful in the long run. So what can we do to make the goal-setting process, the process of being a productive person, how can we make that enjoyable? Well, I'm going to give you three hints, 3 tools, 3 things to think about. First thing is focus on the process. Focus on the process means focusing on the systems. So if you're going to do the marathon kind of thing, what you might want to do is to focus on just getting out there and running a little bit. Just get out there and run every day, and go to the gym and just do what feels good. The whole thing is, if your whole idea of goal achieving is all about hustle and grind, it's going to be very hard to sustain it. And you're going to put yourself down and you're not going to enjoy the process. The other thing that I would say, so first of all, you want to focus on enjoyable systems that you do on a regular. But here's another one. Like, don't be attached to achieving the goal. That sounds hard because I really want to run that marathon, but don't be attached to it. Focus on the process and enjoying the process. And how do you enjoy the process? You feel grateful in the moment. You take little steps and you feel grateful after those little steps. And you keep that joyful achiever identity going. Because this whole hustle and grind thing, it doesn't, in the long run, it's not, at least for most people, it's not the best thing. And I know for me, it's not the best thing. So focus on the process. Don't be attached, like, just be unattached to the goals as you're going through. And as you're going through, look for things that you can feel grateful about and that you can celebrate, and celebrate those things. And if you make that a habit, and you make that a habit, you can even run a marathon and enjoy the process. But you've got to be clear that that's what you're up to. Okay, you're up to enjoying the process of achieving goals. And one of the things that I really would suggest is that you go to my website and get 2 free chapters of my book, because this book is about enjoying the goal achieving process. And whether you're in business and you're building your business, or if you are an athlete, or if you're a family person, you're going to have goals. And the way that you go about achieving those goals is important. And I've just given you the example of running the marathon and what happens. You've done great about running the marathon, but now you're 25 pounds overweight, and you just feel like, I can't do that ever again. So anyways, that's just, I want you to get the idea of joyful achievement, achieving joyfully. It's possible, and you can do it. If you'd like to have a free consultation with me about what your goals are and what's stopping you and how you could be more joyful, please, message me or go to my website, activateyourgreatness.com. That's where you can get the free chapters, by the way, activateyourgreatness.com. And then just say that you'd like to work with, like to have a free consultation, and I will work with you. And it won't be a sales pitch. It'll be a very dedicated conversation about who you are. So thanks so much for listening. This is Joe Mitchell with the 10-Minute Educator. And I want you to know that each time we do this, my goal is to give you some little tidbit that you can use to make your life better. and I appreciate you being here. And if there's any way that I can help you, please reach out to me. Have a great night.